What opportunities will you have once you start saving more money? What opportunities will you have? Will you now be able to invest in your own business, or will you be able to, just, what can I say, start that class that you wanted to start? What are your opportunities now? What are your opportunities? And the other O, you remember I said we're going to have a double O. The other O is obstacles. What obstacles do you face? What obstacles do you face now that is preventing you from saving money? What obstacles do you face that is preventing you now from saving the money that you really want to save, or from having the financial freedom that you want? What's stopping you? Is it hospital bills? Is it student loans? Is it the fact that every time you turn around you're having to pay an extra late fee? Do y'all know, by the way, whenever you're paying these late fees, say you got a late fee of $10 every time you miss a payment, let me tell you what you're doing. We have 52 weeks in a year. And if you're getting charged $10 every month, guess what? That's $52 that you're missing out on in a whole year. Now, if you're doing that with all your bills and you're constantly being late and can't keep up with the payments, if you do that, let me see. If you got 4 bills that you are being late on, and say they're $50 each, your 4 bills, that's 26. Wait a minute. Let me see. Let me make sure. 52 times 50. That is actually $260 a year that you are throwing away just because you're not making your bill on time, making your payments on time. $260. What could you do with $262? And that's just coming from you making late payments. You're giving that money away. And that was one of the things I learned was money discipline, is to make those payments on time. And you don't have to pay that extra money. You're already paying interest, and you're going to pay a late fee. And plus the interest is going to go up too, right along with the late fee. So you're throwing away money. So what are your obstacles right now? Are you somewhere financially binded because of these late fees and stuff? If so, what's your opportunity with that? You have an opportunity to go back to your creditor and say, look, can you waive this fee for me? That's what I did. Listen, y'all, I'm telling y'all real stuff. I went to them. I saw where I was messing up. I went to them and I said, can you waive this fee for me just one time? And they did. And after all that waiving, I'm telling you, it was like money in my pocket to go pay off the next thing. So what are your obstacles right now? Obstacles. The next thing is threats. What threats are you facing right now? Are you facing foreclosure? Are you facing repossession? What are the threats that you are facing right now? Are they threatening to garnish your wages? You're going to have to write that stuff out. You're going to have to get deep with yourself. Don't worry about me. You get deep with yourself and be honest with yourself about where you are financially on the SWOT analysis. Because when we are done with these classes, you're going to have a full, if you do the homework assignments like you're supposed to, you're going to have a full list of what you need to do. And what I'm telling you to do right now, I done been through too many lawyers and stuff, and bankruptcy school, all that stuff. And I'm telling you, this is all they do. This is all they do. They may be a little more skilled at it, but this is all they do. Once you learn what you got out there that you owe, and write out a plan what you're going to do about paying it off or paying it down or getting it reduced, you can go a long way. Trust me, I did it. So I know y'all telling me saying I did it, but I want y'all to know that God is real tonight. And whenever he lays something on your heart and you put your mind to it, it shall come to pass. If you believe God, it will come to pass. If you put your work in it, it will come to pass. There ain't nothing out here that we can get into that God cannot get us out of. And that's even with our money. We are careless when it comes down to money. We as women think we have a big head when it comes down to money, to be honest. We think that we can make anybody do anything we want anytime we want to and not have any consequences to wasting our money. But there are consequences. There are consequences to wasting money. And eventually, if you keep on doing it, whenever you go down, it's hard to get back up if you don't have the knowledge. And not only that, the knowledge is only just a little piece of it. It's the mindset. You got to have the mindset of money. You got to have that mindset. Without the mindset and changing your habits, what I'm saying right now is not even going to work for you. If you don't have the right mindset, when it comes down to money, if you're the type of person that looks at money like, shoot, I ain't going to worry about it. More coming. Yeah, more may be coming. But if you're wasting right now and there's things that you need in your life, who's the ass? The donkey. That's what I'm trying to say. Who's the one pulling apart? Who's the one that's not like the other? That's what I want to say. Because that's what it boils down to, is whenever you don't have a mindset to want to correct where you're at. And you can do it. It don't even matter what age you are. You can do it. And I will tell you, I have worked with people on this money management thing for while I was helping myself, I was helping others. I was helping others get into apartments, into housing. I was helping those who were homeless get jobs, start saving and stuff. I was doing all of this while at the same time I was going through my own financial struggle, but at the same time, I knew I was going to come out on top because I was sticking to what I knew was true, and that was to make it right with your debtors. Hold yourself accountable for every dime that comes in your hand. You are responsible for that money. And if you're not spending it right, it's nobody's fault but your own. I cannot blame that man not one time for every dime that I spent on him. You know why? Because I had my own mind. I can't blame that man for that. I can't blame that man for every time that I made a stupid decision. It was not his fault. It was my fault. Yeah, he had his share in the relationship of doing stupid stuff, but when you really look at it, I was the one that was so responsible for everything that was coming in and going out. Okay? So whenever you get ready to do your scope, and I want you to write that down. Scope is spelled C-O-P-E. If you don't understand how to do a scope, you could also go on Google and look under scope. You'll probably find it underneath project management. Okay, scope is a project management term for the combined objectives and requirement necessary to complete a project. And that's what we're doing. We're starting a project. By the end of these classes, you're going to have this project completed, which is going to be your scope and everything. You're going to have everything lined out, what you need lined out on paper for what you need to do to start building your financial future. Okay, so when it comes down to scopes, you got to know who your bill collectors are. Write that down. Who are your bill collectors? How much do you owe them? Listen, this is the thing about the scope. The scope is very detailed. It's very detailed. So when you write down your bill collectors, you don't only write down their name, but you write down their address too. Because look, you're going to be able to go back to this paper and you're going to say, well, this is how I'm going to get this bill paid down right here, or get it paid off. Okay, so write down their address and their name. Your bill collectors. And you know what? It don't even got to be like, you ain't even got to be behind. Maybe you just, I mean, I ain't going to say behind. Maybe you just want to get caught up on some bills, you know, like the light bill. We know that comes every month. Maybe you are lacking one behind. Maybe you want to write out a plan where you can get that caught up and not have to worry about paying all those late fees. I think late fees on light bills is like close to $12 to $20 a month, depending on how much it is. So maybe that's part of your plan. Okay, so now you got the who your bill collectors are, and write out what did you get from them, what it is, what type of product did you get from them. If it was an emergency room visit, write down emergency room visit. So you need to know. We're making a trail now. We're seeing where this is going to go. This is your money truth, so don't lie to yourself. Okay, so you have spending habits. Write down your good and your bad spending habits, the good and the bad. You know what your bad spending habits are. I don't got to tell you. You already know what they are. And write down your good spending habits. The next thing is, who do you get money from? Who are people that usually give you money on a regular? If you get money outside of your job or outside of, a monthly income coming in, who else gives you money? Write that down. You may want to thank them one day. Just send them a thank you note. So who else gives you money? The next thing is, what type of property do you have? Are you renting? Do you own? Do you rent your land? Do you own your land? Do you have a mobile home? Do you have a house? What are your biggest assets? Write those down, your assets. If you have 2 homes, write down 2 homes. If you have 2 homes and you're not staying in both of them, write down not occupied on whichever home you're not staying in. Now, once you get all this written down, you're going to say, what does this have to do with this? But it has a lot to do with it. It's more blessed to give than to receive. What charities do you donate to? Write that down. What charities do you donate to? I told y'all this is kind of lengthy right here. The next thing is requirements. Go back over each bill and write down what's required. What's the payment that's required? How much are you required to pay every month? And on side of it, write down a solution, how much you would like to pay every month. How much would you like to pay every month towards that bill? Because, an extra $2 or $3, $5 can knock that interest down a whole lot over time. Over the course of the year, you could be there knocked down a whole lot of interest just by paying a little extra. All right. And this is the part where you add it to your SWOT. You add it to your SWOT analysis. Your SWOT analysis should come first, and then you should have your scope. And this is just going to help you to see where you're at right now. What are some of the things that you need to work on first? What are the priorities? I want you to write down what the priorities. Arrange the collectors into, like which one really needs to be paid off, which one cannot wait. It's got to be paid off